Hello everybody. Welcome back to our little tarot corner. Or not yet, I should say. Allie from Totaro here, and today I thought I would actually show you the tarot corner from which I post videos, from which I do readings, from which I simply sometimes collect my zen. This seems like a really great tag, and I wanted to jump in on it, so excuse the not mounted camera action today, but I figured it'd be easier to pan around with it this way. So let's get started. Okay, so to start, here's a panned out version of my area. To start on this left side, I have most of my crystal collections, some skulls, some towers, some spheres, some lady bodies, which I love, lots of little animal friends. Back over my spheres. This is the brocade brooch. It's broken, but that's the piece that I showed you in my spooky deck collection video. That was my grandma's, so that stays here. Back here, I've got some soul paintings that a very talented friend of mine does. She kind of channels your energy and creates paintings on based on them. So I keep those back here. This was my first one that she ever made for me several years ago. Big, beautiful tree. The second one has this figure on the ocean with all the chakra orbs. And the most recent one, which I actually just got, is this beautiful piece. The messages that she's able to channel are just nutso. And so, yeah, I love those. Those are always very proudly displayed in my area. Here I have my little Halloween spooky doll girl that lives just year-round right here because I love her. She's a little squeaky. I can link that account below. She makes beautiful little dolls, and she like hand paints on their faces. It's incredible. She usually has a little pointy hat, but with the shelves being next to each other, her hat fell down there, and I cannot reach it. So it is currently lost, but that is that top shelf. Oh, goodness. So to start here, we just have kind of some random decks, some guidebooks back here in the corner. Then you have my William Blake, my Ogden Blake, Dungeons and Dragons, Poe, Madhouse, my Witch's Wisdom, my Doreen Virtue decks are back here, and then my Jamie Sawyer decks. In this top middle shelf, we have all my mini decks. Unfortunately, I do have a counterfeit version of the Modern Witch and a counterfeit version of the Hoodoo Tarot. I was gifted these by somebody who had wonderful intentions that did not know because they don't read tarot. So it's very unfortunate. I don't use them really, but I also will not give them up just because I don't want to recirculate them. But here you have my elucidation decks, my copy of The Weird of Sarah Howard. Actually, this is a second copy that I've had. I traded mine away for a deck, and my boyfriend overheard somehow, and he stumbled upon one on eBay one day, and he bought it without me knowing. So I was very surprised. Back here, we've got more mini decks in here in their bags. My 1889 Lenormand decks. This is my bag of charms from Danny Mystic, so that lives back there. So just little guys. Here got my mini Oak Ash and Thorn. My mini Baba Studios decks are behind Miss Sarah Howard. This is my mini Bohemian Gothic and my mini Victorian Romantic, and then Black Lily. So yeah, that's my little shelf there. On this far right section, we have oracles. So we've got my Hedge Witch Botanical, This Moonlit Fey Bag, The Wild Sacred, the Cantigi. We've got my Blue Angel decks, my Lay Vampire, Whispers of the Oracle, and then my Alice is to the left of Whispers of the Ocean. It's in a Peggy wrap. And then we have my Practical Magic deck and my diaphanous oracle. So those are back there. Behind these we have all my Seasons of the Witch decks. This is my soul cards 1 and 2 in a bag, my chicken transitions and my divine muses, my Kali oracle, so my Southern Gothic oracles, my woodland wardens. So most of my oracles live there, but the other half lives down here. This is my smaller little guys that I always put together. This is the box for my Weaver's Oracle and the box for my I Ching of the Goddess by Barbara Walker. The boxes for those live back there just because I don't really have any other space and I don't want them to get damaged, so they stay kind of at the back of a cubby to not get hurt. I've even got some oracles back here, like my Memento Mori's in that gray and black stitched bag. The green bag houses a deck by Kara Simons. It's the Heart to Heart Oracle, and then all my extra cards from Memento Mori that I don't keep in my main deck are right in there. Conjure cards, all that stuff. Song of the Grandmothers, beloved deck, all that stuff. My mini Ices Oracle lives right there. This is my little weird science deck. So this is actually my Arthurian tarot, but when it arrived, the cards were kind of warped in a weird way, so I've been putting them under weight so that they can just hopefully straighten out. So that's that shelf. So these are my 2 oracle areas, basically. And then moving here, these are some of my box decks. If a deck is in a small enough box, that's where I like to keep it. So got some decks back here. My Ritual Tarot is all the way in the back right, and then my 78 tarot decks are there. My little Odd Tarot, my Delos Tarot. Underneath the Hush Tarot, or behind the Hush Tarot and Tarot of Grand Looks, is my Zombie Tarot and my Housewives Tarot, so I keep those together. My beloved Pasta Tarot. So that's all that. And then some indie decks up here. We have the Moon Baby, Spacious, Monsoon, full-size indie version of White Sage Tarot, and Fifth Spirit Tarot. So that's where those live. This little thing right here is full of my trimmer, my guillotine trimmer, and my ruler and my tape. Things I do to modify decks, and some bits and bobbles that are not important. So, but they didn't look nice, so I just shoved them away. I do share this room with my boyfriend. It's just our kind of one spare room in this house, and he is a collector of comics, so we do have his collection over here that he is constantly working on, as well as a soul painting that my friend did for him. That's his. So anyway, that's all his comics over there. I only said that because it's like right in the way of this shelf. Down here we do have a couple important things. In this box here, this little witchy box, these are all my energy alignment tools from Candace at Crazy Cat Witchery. Am I saying that right? Crazy Cat, I believe so. She has made me 3 pieces, and they're all very special. And so I keep them in their little bags that she sent them to me in this little box. It's not the best fitting box, granted, but it's somewhere relatively safe to keep them. I just keep them on top of my Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle. And then the wooden box down here, this is my first edition Marielle that's trimmed. I keep that in there. And then here in this blue box is my Haunted Saki Saki Tarot. Back here is just some more bits and bobbles that kind of don't fit, as well as my couple little books here. It's a mess, but these 2 shelves just kind of stay a mess. It just is what it is. And then these bottom 2 shelves, actually I lied to you guys. This is my 3rd shelf that's oracles. So basically the whole right side of this thing is oracles. So these are just more. And then also I keep my boxes from my Llewellyn tarots back here just because they're out of the way and I don't have to worry about them, and I don't have to store them in a closet. And really I like to keep the decks that I'm using visible and out in front. So really typically I don't even use the whole cubby. I'm starting to have to, clearly. But I don't have as many oracles, so I still kind of have space back there to kind of do that with. So that's just where they live. And then in this bottom middle shelf here, just more tarot. And then back here I keep some bigger ones. So my Fyodor Pavlov, my box for my complete Arthurian, and then the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot, which is relatively new. And yeah, that's that shelf. And that's that. So that's this little shelf right here. That's what lives there. I guess we'll just start from the bottom on this other shelf because your girl is on the floor. Here is a handmade wooden bowl that I bought from someone. She made these out of driftwood off a beach, and I thought it was so beautiful, so I wanted it as a special piece in my space. And it houses all of my palm stones. So some carnelian, some flower agate, a rainbow obsidian rather. I promise I know words. There's that flash. Yeah, again, some orca agate, which is my favorite, so that's where I keep those. I really do need another shelf to kind of put them on, but the problem is this area is so narrow that not really anything fits there, so I don't know. And then this random large crystal that I got lives there too, just because I don't have anywhere to put it. I'm actually thinking of rehoming this crystal, so anyway. The actual bottom shelf of the big shelf houses most of my guidebooks, so I kind of have them organized. My Baba deck books live right here, then my Llewellyn books, and then the rest is just a hodgepodge. My bigger ones tend to go over here, like my Robert M. Place book and my Book of Maps by Ben Wynn, my Blood Moon Tarot art book, so that kind of stuff. It's just a bookshelf. On this shelf is... I don't keep any oracle on this whole shelf. This is all tarot, so... tarot decks and bags. That's what this is. And then on this shelf I keep my decks that are in tuck boxes. So you can see there. On the shelf above that, this is where I keep most of my Moonlit Fae bags. If I didn't put the deck on my desk, this is where it will be if it's in a Moonlit Fae bag. And this shelf actually has 2 rows too. Back here we've got decks like my Moon Void, my Deviant Moon, my Triumphi della Luna Illustrated Minors, which I think I will be rehoming because today I actually picked up it arrived. I didn't pick it up today. It arrived today. I got the Marseille version, so I think my Illustrated Pips is gonna go because I have an illustrated version when I work with the Deviant Moon. So anyway, and then my Chicoli Tarot, my That's So 90s Tarot, all that stuff lives back there. Then you've got my wild decks like my Wildwood and Druidcraft, and my Smoke Ash and Embers and Oak Ash and Thorn. Look at this bag, my Oak Ash and Thorn. This is from Krista at Crochet Witch Tarot, sorry. She handmade that, so of course I love that in there. And then right here are my Ella Mersey Prince decks, Tarot of the Crone and the Greek Goddess Tarot, my Kickstarter version of the Gentle Tarot, and then my Witches Tarot and El Goliath. Back here, that's my Mysteries of the Black Madonna Tarot and all that kind of stuff. My Indigo Alchemist Tarot's right here. I cannot remember the name of this one right now. I know I would if I brought it up, but I'm not going to. But that's where all that lives. And then a very special guest, which you have already seen, that lives on the shelf or at my desk when I'm using her deck. This is a Frida Kahlo doll. I just got her not too long ago. This is made by a company in Russia, and they make these dolls. They sew them, and then they paint the faces. So this is one that they made in the likeness of Frida Kahlo, and including her big red flowers in her hair. And it's all braided. So it's just really cool. She's beautiful. I love her. And then focus, thank you. There we go. You can see a little bit better. It's all braided. What's cool about these dolls is they're all tattooed. So she's got some sleeves. She's got a self-portrait on her belly. Some art here on the side. Little purple heart. And then my favorite tattoo that they put on her is... It's really hard to do it one-handed. It's her artist palette, and it says Mi Vida. Focus, please. There we go. It says Mi Vida on her. She's got tattoos on her legs as well. She has a little hoodie I can put on her too, and some sunglasses, but I just leave her alone. So that is my little Frida doll. Oh, getting too old, guys. So moving up, this shelf is where I keep more box decks just because it's a little bit shorter in comparison to the other shelves. On the left here, I keep my Inside Editions deck. So I've got the Hocus Pocus deck, the Disney Villains, the Nightmare Before Christmas, and the Stranger Things. Some other indie decks. Yeah, this is my Llewellyn Guy and Tarot in a boho tarot bag, a Don Michelle bag, and then my tarot Avataro right there, which is Frida's deck, and then some more crystals, just loosey-goosey, and then my Charmcast tarot lives here as well. Moving up, we have more box decks, so we've got a good selection here. And then we've got some of my kind of precious bags here. We've got the Saki Saki, the Slow Holler. I believe that's my original Hoi Polloi in that bag. And then my Efflorescent Tarot. My Carol Herzer decks right there, which are beautiful hand-painted RWS decks. If you haven't heard of them, they're incredible. Then my Tarot de St. Croix, my Tarot Volatile, and my Earth Tarot Overgrow Edition. So that's what's there. That was a little out of focus, but y'all saw it. And then more crystals. Up on this next shelf, more crystals. Surprise, surprise. But this is where I keep my Baba Studio decks in this corner. We've got my Giant Tarot of Prague, my Victorian Romantic there in the red box, and then my copies of Bohemian Gothic, and then Giant Labradorite Heart, my Alice Baba deck, and then behind that is, or next to that, is the Fantastic Menagerie, and then Mythical Creatures, Spirit Keepers Tarot, the Antique Anatomy 2nd edition, and then Sassy Burrito or Sasarai Bito Tarot. And then we have the creme de la creme, my tarot tiles. So I've got the Spirit Keeper tarot tiles, the Pocket of Pier tarot tiles, Sawyer's Path tarot tiles, goodness, and the Hilda tarot tiles, very important. And then my other maroon tiles and my Lenormand tiles. And then up here is just a shelf with my more precious decks, my older decks, and more crystals. So I just keep those up there. That starry one right in the middle there, right here, is my Thoth Greenie that I keep there. Up top here, on the very top of the thing, I just keep some boxes of decks that don't fit, and also my little Bad Buddy. Creepy, but cool. And then for some reason I was too lazy to take that sticker off, so whatever. But that's the shelf. And then over here, down here, we have my current purgatory pile. These are all the decks that I'm currently wanting to rehome or sell. And they don't fit anywhere else in this room, so they just go below the desk. In this drawer, I keep bits and baubles from decks that I get. Some card stands are in here, some little stickers, all that kind of stuff. And then here's my Creative Divination book from Jamie Sawyer, and then my tarot casting boards are under there. Over here, it's kind of persnickety. Can't always close it. There we go. Over here, we keep smaller guidebooks in this top desk drawer, so nothing too exciting, just extra books that don't fit. Second drawer down is all my tinned tarot decks. That's where all these live, and they fit quite nicely. Also, a super small set of playing cards. I originally had this sitting out on my desk, but I just never used them. So I wanted to keep them. They're from my grandma, but I did not want to keep them out. So that's my tin decks. And then this last drawer, the big thick drawer, is full of like spread cloths and things of that nature that just aren't very exciting. Up here is my actual reading area. So I've got things to set the scene with my sound bowl and a candle. Right now I'm just burning a cheap one I got at Marshall's called Grounded. Then some oils and smudge spray, some oracles, my Canty Oracle card of the week. If you're following that practice, that's what I'm doing there. Ooh, hello. Here's my little fairy hutch, which I love. It's made by this company on Instagram, and they make these tiny little things, and I love it. I do have some spheres behind that, but this steals the show. I mean, look at it. In here, this little tin is where I keep all of my pendulums. So those stay in there, wrapped in a cloth to keep them safe. Piece of Super 7, and then some decks. My big sister made me this box, and she put Totaro on it for me and gave that to me for Christmas a couple years ago, so that is definitely here. It shines gold if you can kind of see it. I've got my set of chakra stones laid out. Just some decks that I like to keep on hand go right here in my reading area. Down here in the middle, these are my decks for the monthly medicine. It's a practice that Dawn Michelle does on her channel, and so each month we get a theme, and that is those decks that I've selected to go with those prompts. So that's really fun. I'll link that below because that's a great thing that has definitely helped my practice, I think. Over here is just more decks. My newly acquired as of today, my little Llewellyn's 2023 Moon Sign Daybook. It's got a space for me to write what cards I draw, and it's just kind of a way that I can hopefully keep better track of those things. Some crystals, my crystal ball because what witch doesn't need one of those, and Professor Trelawney with her own crystal ball, so we can do some crystal gazing, and then just some more decks underneath here. So really, I just get to stack decks over here like a double-decker bus. And display all my trinkets, and then my little light for when I film. Little mat by Krista again at Crochet Witch Tarot, and then just some decks happen to be here that I got today. A Paradox Gold Triumph Della Luna, and then a Glassman Marseille Tarot, also from Petropolenza, and then a book I picked up at Barnes & Noble, the Crystal Magic Tarot. Don't know anything about it, but I thought I'd give it a try. So that's here too. So that is it. That is a very quick rundown. Oh, and then also the last bit, my pride and joy, is my beautiful Empress tapestry that Mari in the Sky sent me so kindly. She immediately went up there and has been watching over my space ever since. So anyway, as I was saying, that is a quick rundown of my whole area here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do love this. I think it's a great way for us to talk about our spaces and share where we practice our magic. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.